Namaste, angels. This will be the daily reading for Wednesday, July 18th. And I'm going to go straight to the significant event in the year 64 when the Great Fire of Rome begins under the Emperor Nero. So that bastard. Speaking of bastards, 1925, Adolf Hitler publishes Mein Kampf. The original title was the catchy 4.5 years of struggle against lies, stupidity, and cowardice. The nerve of him. 1936. Spanish Civil War. General Francisco Franco issues a manifesto and leads an uprising with his army in Morocco. They left words out again. I had to piece together a sentence. 2012. Kim Jong-un is officially appointed supreme leader of North Korea and given the rank of Marshal in Korean People's Army. So this must be a day of bastards. 2013, Detroit, Michigan files for bankruptcy, becoming the largest U.S. municipal bankruptcy ever at $18.5 billion. That was behind some bastards, too, that had been in office prior to Obama, right? All the things that they did with the financial sector and stripping Glass-Steagall and all that kind of whatnot. I won't get into it, but you know, as a finance person, I kind of remember what happened, and it was some bastards and funky wars and made-up wars, Iraq, Iran, that led to the U.S. economy failing and Detroit being one of the biggest places hit because of the steel industry. In any case, moving on. I'm always saddened by it because that was one of our biggest manufacturing cities, you know, in this country. So American people actually having jobs. That's when American people had jobs and could feed their family from factory work, you know, which is quite difficult these days. In any case, I'm trying to move on. Did you know the first half-page newspaper ad was published in New York Weekly Journal on July 18th in the year 1743? Famous birthdays: Robert Hooke, George Machine Gun Kelly, Nelson Mandela, John Glenn, Richard Branson, and Nick Faldo. So maybe as far as doing historical shit, bullshit, it's a day of bastards. And as it relates to birthdays, some really awesome people here: Nelson Mandela, John Glenn, Richard Branson. So yeah, that's pretty good company. Would you believe Douglas Wrongway Corrigan arrives in Ireland after a 28-hour flight, supposedly left New York flying for California? The flight went way awry, it would seem. It was supposed to go straight from New York to California, which is like a 3-hour flight, 4-hour flight, 3-hour flight. And it went to Ireland, arrived in Ireland 28 hours later. Wow. This happened on July 18th in the year 1938. Famous weddings: 1922, British naval officer Louis Mountbatten, 22, weds Lord Mount Temple's daughter, Edwina Cynthia Annette Ashley, 20, at St. Margaret's in Westminster, London. 1933, heavyweight boxing champ Jack Dempsey, 38, weds Broadway singer Hannah Williams, 22. 1938, physicist and Nobel laureate John Bardeen, 30, weds Jane Maxwell. 1959, actress Lois Fletcher, 25, weds producer Jerry Blick, 36. 1976, country singer Tammy Wynette, 34, weds real estate mogul Michael Tomlin. And 2012, WWE wrestler John Cena, 35, divorces Elizabeth Haberdeau, 33, due to irretrievably broken marriage after 3 years of getting married. Famous deaths: Jane Austen, George Machine Gun Kelly, and William Westmoreland. So it's George Machine Gun Kelly's birthday and date of passing. Interesting. William Westmoreland was a U.S. general. He commanded the U.S. forces during the Vietnam War from 1964 to 1968. He was born on March 26 in 1914 and was an Aries from Saxon, South Carolina, USA. He died on July 18th in 2005 at the age of 91. George Machine Gun Kelly was an American gangster a bootlegger, bank robber, kidnapper who made headlines in the 1930s for kidnapping of an oil tycoon, Charles F. Urschel, collecting $200,000 in ransom, which was a lot of money in the 1930s. He was born on July 18th in 1895 and was a Cancer from Chicago, Illinois. He died on July 18th in 1954 at the age of 58 of a heart attack. Wow. Jane Austen. Maybe he got too excited about his birthday or some gift somebody gave him or something. She was a novelist, and she's famous for Sense and Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice. She was born on December 16th in 1775 and was a Sagittarius from Steventon, Hampshire, England. She died on July 18th in 1817 at the age of 41 of Addison's disease. Going up to the birthdays. Nick Faldo is 60 years old. He's English and a golfer, a 6-time major championship winner, a top player of his era, renowned for his single-minded dedication to the game. He was ranked number 1 on the official World Golf ranking for a total of 97 weeks. He won 40 events in total, including 6 major championships, 3 Open Championships, and 3 Masters. That's what the 6 consisted of. He was born on July 18th in 1957 and is 60 years old, a Cancer from Welwyn Garden City, Hertfordshire, England. Richard Branson is 67 years old. He's a business magnate, best known as the founder of Virgin Group. English entrepreneur Richard Branson has an estimated worth of $5.2 billion, according to Forbes in 2016. So he may be richer now. Branson began his business career young, opening music stores in 1971, which he grew into the Virgin Megastore chain. Branson then moved into the recording business, starting Virgin Records in 1973. In 1984, Branson moved into the aeronautic industry, starting Virgin Atlantic Airways, the Virgin Publishing Company in 1991, Virgin Radio in 1993, and Virgin Mobile in 1999. Post-2000, Branson's empire has only expanded with Virgin Healthcare, a Formula One racing team, and the spaceline venture Virgin Galactic in 2004. Branson is also known for his pursuit of distance and speed records, recording the fastest crossing of the Atlantic in 1986, but being just beaten in his attempt to circumnavigate the globe in a balloon in 1998. Also, not on here, but from me, one of my earliest predictions publicly doing this, or I don't know about predictions necessarily, but a vision was of the fact that God, the universe, wanted Richard Branson to explore the waters surrounding the Mariana Islands. And like soon after I saw this and spoke about it on one of my videos, another gentleman tried. The guy that made the Avatar movies. I forget his name right now, but he tried and he couldn't get down far enough. And I'm just like, I remember I was just like, that's because you're not who's meant to go. It's supposed to be Richard Branson, but it has not happened. I guess I haven't become famous enough to catch his attention and let him know he needs to do that. Moving on. Did I mention he was born on July 18th in 1950 and is 67 years old, a Cancer from London, England? I'm not sure I did, so now I have. It just took me to the 17th. What is that about? All right, we're back on track. John Glenn is American and an astronaut and politician. John Glenn became a national hero when he became the first American to orbit the Earth in 1962 aboard the Friendship 7 spacecraft, a voyage that has been remade famous by the movie Hidden Figures. Right, that was all about trying to get John Glenn off the ground. As a politician, Glenn served 4 terms as the Democratic senator for Ohio, and in 1984 he ran for the Democratic nomination for president. In 1998, Glenn became the oldest person in space at the age of 77 aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery. He was born on July 18th in 1921 and was a Cancer from Cambridge, Ohio, USA. He died on December 8th in 2016 at the age of 95. So those black women got him up and down safely many, many times. He lived to the ripe old age of 95. Nelson Mandela, South African, an anti-apartheid activist and South African president. He's famous because he is often referred to as the father of the nation by South Africans. Nelson Mandela was an anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served 27 years in prison. After being freed in 1990, he became the president of the African National Congress from 1991 through 1997, before being elected the first black president of his country in a fully multiracial election in 1994. For his activism, he received over 250 honors, including the 1993 Nobel Peace Prize, the U.S. Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Soviet Order of Lenin. He was born on July 18th in 1918 and was a Cancer from Mizo Umtatu, South Africa. He died on December 5th in 2013 at the age of 95 as well, of lung infection. Machine Gun Kelly, we already read what happened to him. He was born on this day, and then I think it was 38 years later. He was 38 when he died. 58 years later, rather. He had a heart attack on the same day and died. So moving on to Robert Cook. He was English and a scientist. Cook was a scientific polymath. He was simultaneously the curator of experiments of the Royal Society and a member of its council, Gresham Professor of Geometry, and a surveyor to the City of London after the Great Fire. He performed over 50% of all surveys after the fire, and he was a major architect. He was a pioneer of microscopy and is known by many schoolboys and girls, for that matter, for his law of elasticity. He was born on July 18th in 1635 and was a Cancer from Freshwater, Isle of Wight, England. He died on March 3rd in 1703. At the age of 67. So he died on 3/3/11 at the age of 67, which equals 13/04 or 11/11. And he was the last one. Going to the dice, I'm beginning with email. Romantic dinner. And spend money. $29, so spiritual partnership. I mentioned 29 at the end of the reading from the day before, with regard to my friend's age. Yes, also. And weekend away. Going to the cards. Beginning with the Six of Fire. Victory. Good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. And opening to the Three of Air. Great sadness. Take time to heal. There's a need to forgive yourself and others. Some sort of pain, possibly involving an air sign, inflicted by an air sign, or the air sign on the receiving end of the hurt. But there's victory also. And opening to this, I was going to say to this Three of Air again. Wow, but no, it's the Four of Air. So moving on from that pain. It's time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Six of Fire. I just got that it may have something to do with physical pain for somebody. Somebody may not have been well. Perhaps an air sign. But doesn't have to be. The Three nor the Four of Air are not court cards. So, you know. Doesn't at all mean that an actual air sign was involved, but I just felt like somebody might have been physically hurt or ill or something and is now on the mend and recovery. Anyway, going to the Eight of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, and maybe even going back to school. Six of Fire, and the Page of Water, who's intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Also, there are heightened psychic abilities. page of water. And the 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. The 8 of air is that restrictive energy, very similar to the devil for me, except not major arcana, obviously, and not of the earth element, instead of the air element and minor arcana. So it makes it less powerful than the devil, but it's a funky, restrictive energy nonetheless. Emperor might be showing up to tell you to get a hold on your own life, get control of your own life, take back the reins if you're allowing somebody else to manipulate you or to make you feel stuck in any type of situation or relationship. The Emperor represents the planet Mars for me, ruler of Aries and Scorpio. And we just landed so many times on that 6 of fire, Aries. Though the Mars energy could definitely be responsible for that. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, also leadership. What is this fire card? The 7 of fire. Three of earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. And I do these readings. I like to do them the day prior and have them ready for you the day prior. So I don't know what the outcome of the day before was, but now I'm thinking, I wonder if I jinxed myself and brought back that karmic, pulled that energy in, because all the earth too. I forgot when I gave the little synopsis, and I mentioned the 29 and the Pisces and the Libra. I said he's a Libra sun and a Pisces moon and rising. I forgot to mention that yes, he's a Libra sun, but he's a Libra Virgo cuspian. So we had all those elements, the water, the earth, and the air, and now the 29 and the party of 3. I'm like, oh no, not again. I finished that lesson. I taught him a lesson. I learned a lesson. You know, we're done. In any case, I'm just hoping it doesn't have anything to do with me. But the 3 of earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work, be a team player, could have something to do with some sort of party of 3. Very possibly some sort of connection made at work, whether it's a love triangle or a business relationship or a friendship. Could have definitely began at work, or, you know, with some sort of coworker or something. Other than that, the 3 of earth is about abundance that we've earned, that, you know, you're not getting it because somebody's doing you a favor. You're getting it because you deserve it. And maybe it's connected to the 6 of fire that kept popping up here, like victory in maybe some sort of case or something. We've been seeing a lot of justice and judgment over the past, you know, week or so. So maybe it's finally, you know, winning some sort of settlement or collecting on something that you were due already. I think I saw evidence, particularly on the part of the feminine, for that the day prior, like when she was concerned about loss or lack. But here was coming this money, and the energy of a king of air, if not an actual king of air, which could definitely be, again, a lawyer or a judge coming in to help her to, you know, collect that money, facilitate that, or to be the one to pay her. He's the one that owes her, whatever. So this could be continuing on that theme, quite possibly. Crowning the masculines, the 8 of air, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. Masculine, feeling stuck. What else is new? He's surrounded by the 9 of fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. The universe doesn't want to hear it. It tells him to keep powering forward and to persevere over this. Like he can do it. At the root, the 10 of, his subconscious, the root situation for him. The 10 of earth, a very happy life and happy family life. Financial security and finding magic in the little things in life. So that's what's on his mind, and that's what he wants, but he feels stuck somewhere or in some sort of situation or relationship or something, or he lacks the confidence to go get it, whatever this is. Crowning the feminine, the Three of Water, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or a birth announcement. The need to have more fun could definitely be about this feminine needed to be more social, instead of so worrisome about every damn thing. Get together with friends or something like that. That was the first thing that I felt when I picked up that card. Also can be connected to some sort of party of three, like our overall energy of the Three of Earth, and maybe involving the same zodiac signs or elements at least as the day prior. Air, water, earth. Feminine surrounded by Major Arcana card 13, release or death in the traditional tarot, which represents the sign of Scorpio. Maybe she is celebrating some sort of reunion with a Scorpio, friend coming back or something, or a romantic partner. The end of a phase or a situation, spiritual transformation, it's time to move on. Or she's celebrating the end of the lack, right? The end of waiting for this money to come in that she's earned, or this material thing, or this recognition. Here is more evidence of it. The Six of Earth also upright right behind it. Gifts of money, time or effort, new career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. And behind that also upright, the Ace of Water, falling in love, the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, maybe even a new home. So she could be celebrating the death of, again, lack and not having these things come to pass as they should have. And to that period is over, and she's beginning a new one, a far happier one. In her subconscious, it's the Eight of Water. She's moving on from whatever that bullshit was, or maybe physically even moving, right? She could have been, this Three of Earth could have something to do with a material possession too, an asset like a home or something. This Six of Earth could be having to do with money, the loan coming in or something like that. Victory of the time when she didn't have the money or wasn't capable of doing it, or they didn't accept her bid to buy or sell or whatever. And again, the Ace of Water also behind these, and can definitely be about a new home, but also metaphorical, like home is, you know, where the heart is, and it can have to do with a relationship too, even a friendship. So especially since this is a general reading and a general collective reading. So several people for whom I am reading. But the Eight of Water definitely signifies wanting to move on from the old energy, especially sitting here underneath death, which is about the end of a chapter and the beginning of a new one. Crowning. All right, here's the new one. Jump right in. Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer or the Fool in the traditional tarot. A leap of faith. Follow your dreams that leads to unexpected opportunities. It looks like the feminine is ready to do that. The masculine scared. Again, what else is new? The Dreamer in this deck in particular, because this card has always felt like Archangel Metatron to me. Metatron, Thought, Mercury, all the same being at different vibrations. My ruling planet, or one of my ruling planets. So the card also represents, again, only in this deck specifically, the sign of Gemini and of Virgo, which are both ruled by Mercury for me. As it relates to Gemini, our other ruler, Venus, currently in Virgo. So that could be tied to that too. She could be giving us some sort of new opportunity, as can Mercury. At the root here, speaking of Venus, the Empress is back. She's been with us all week thus far. The Empress represents the planet Venus to me. Ruler of, again, Gemini, Libra, Taurus. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. That leads... I don't know what I was looking at just now. Lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. So this can have to do, again, with one's mother or oneself as a mother, or as a nurturer, or needing to be nurtured. At the heart of the matter, the King of Air is also back. The King of Air is brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice and balance mental and emotional considerations. The King of Air is a Gemini, like the dreamer. Libra, like the Empress, which the Gemini could also be too. Or an Aquarius, or someone like unto these traits or attributes. And is a professional. Could be, again, a lawyer, a judge, somebody else, some other sort of professional that helped to facilitate the end of a situation and a new opportunity that is beginning for you. As it relates to the masculine, you're stuck in some sort of situation. For some, it could be a family. It could be like needing a divorce with the energy of Libra sitting here and the King of Air at the heart of the matter, crossing the Eight of Air where you're feeling stuck. You can't get out. This is guides you, again, to persevere, to push your way out of whatever this situation is or relationship this is. You want out, you can get out. You have to first affirm your own freedom, and then the universe will help you from there. Further clarifying their Eight of Air, the Emperor. Yeah, you got to get in control of your own life, basically. Organization and logic, structure and discipline, and leadership. Now we have the Emperor and the Empress at the table. It signifies a couple, that's for sure. Possibly, but not necessarily, of the zodiac signs of Aries, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, or Taurus. And yeah, you just got to get in control of your own life. Basically, that's what it's saying. You gotta affirm your own freedom, and then maybe even ensure that you have it by persevering and pushing forward, and just saying, like, and breaking free. Basically, breaking free, and the universe will absolutely be there to support you, as already mentioned. Further clarifying the King of Air at the heart of the matter. For some, it has to do, again, with a relationship, a friendship, or some sort of important documents or papers, something of the material, quite possibly. Any type of higher institution, commitment, marriage even, getting into one, getting out of one, maybe on the side of the masculine, with what's going on, what appears to be going on here. Unity, or the high priest, or the Hierophant, is about all those things. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. It is about making adjustments to with whom and what and where you surround yourself, to ensure that it aligns with who you are now. It's also a card of spirituality and growth in that area, enlightenment and all those things. I think I'll stop there and do the advice. Oh, goodness. Maybe I'm going to have to clarify the advice, too. The masculine, rather, getting Major Arcana card 16, life experience, or the Tower, which represents the sign of Scorpio. For me, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. This is something suddenly that comes through that gives you like, ah, that's it. That just makes you like, oh, okay, I get it now. Gasp. What was I thinking all that time? And motivate you to do something. Now, from the part of the masculine, again, it can absolutely have to do with some sort of relationship with the Emperor and the Empress being here and being knocked off your feet. This is the masculine's advice. That's why I'm saying it that way. Being knocked off your feet and bringing in the energy of Scorpio and maybe allowing death to some past stuff and not... this desire to not want to be stuck anymore, whether if it does have to do with a relationship, it brings, so many things going through my head right now. It's bringing in the energy also of that song, Knocks Me Off My Feet by Stevie Wonder. I don't want to bore you with my struggles, right? Here's the struggle and the need to try to persevere. Having trouble getting through life, navigating life in general. But amidst all that, there's something about your love and like the nurturing qualities of your love, that makes me weak and knocks me off my feet. Of course, again, it can have to do with the material or financial as well. The masculine with the 10 of Earth on his mind and his subconscious, which can have to do with financial matters, large sums of money, like lump sums of money sometimes, inheritance, something that's earned, also some sort of bonus, raise, something on which he's been waiting on. He just feels stuck because it's not coming through, and he's going to like take some sort of action. He may have to encounter an authority in that regard too, some sort of government agency or some other sort of authority where, again, paperwork has to be signed or something to get past this hurdle. And the universe saying that he can do it, has the strength to do it. Like, you earned this, or you created this, or this is due to you. Don't let somebody take it. Again, the energy of justice and abundance coming from the Empress as well. Maybe that's what he needs to take a leap of faith to do, like a leap of faith on himself, not just the universe, that he can handle this and he can straighten this out through his own efforts. But yeah, let's look at the next card, because it is upright, to see what more the Tower may be about. The Wheel. Abundance coming in. So this is still money, the material, lump sums maybe, and possibly something romantic too. And the fire that helps to usher it in, or that you're being blessed with, is, yes, Mars, but also Jupiter stepping in too. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. That's what knocks you off your feet. And fortune's on your side. So, you know, I call it like I see it, and I tend to be right. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever been wrong. The Wheel is connected to the energy of Taurus as a fixed sign, Scorpio as a fixed sign, also Leo, and Aquarius, that the King of Air. King of Air is under here, right? Yes. The Hierophant also representing the sign of Taurus. So a lot of Taurus energy present today. A lot of Venus, period. So all the stuff that she rules. Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Aries, Scorpio. But now bringing in also the other fixed signs, Leo, Aquarius, in addition to Sagittarius as it relates to fire, Jupiter, ruler of Sagittarius. So whatever, this Tower, as I had already felt, is a positive one, and it is something that all of a sudden knocks you off your feet in a positive way, whether it's romance, the material, the financial, or combinations of those. Masculine. Good for you. Feminine. Oh boy, here we go. Five of Earth. Fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. Again, no need. No need. We always have this funky energy. Further clarifying our Five of Earth and to what this might be connected, despite everything around us that's good. This is just us being pessimistic, unimpressed with what's about, bored even, doubtful, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. We'd rather look, you know, toward lack and just, you know, be unexpectant of anything good happening to us. Like, oh, well, you know, why should I pay that any mind? It's not going to mean anything for me. And so we're taking ourselves into the negative and potentially manifesting that negativity into our lives. So what can be done about that? Hopefully the Page of Earth will reach us before we sink too low. Page of Earth brings news of good things happening in the areas of finance in our lives, which we should know already, with Venus sitting here and the Hierophant sitting here and the Dreamer sitting here. But no, we didn't. So here it is to show us. The Page of Earth is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters. Wanting to do something more challenging, maybe even a new area of study. Again, the Eight of Water indicates there's a need to do something more challenging too. We want to walk away from a situation, a circumstance, or a relationship that's not serving us, that's not aligning with us. So does the Hierophant. It says the same thing. We want to walk away from those, and we're looking for something better. And the universe says, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. But that wasn't enough. We still didn't buy into it, and now they're saying, listen, here it is. And I hope you believe it now. This was another good day, shaping up to be another good day. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the reading and found it helpful in your lives. Namaste, angels.